Hello there, my crafty friends. It is Ashley Piper, the maker behind Stamped AF. It is Wednesday, February 5th, and it is 7:32. I got so caught up in my process that I lost track of time. Just gonna see if I can turn the brightness up on my phone. Sorry. Hi, Erin. Bear with me for just a second here. There we go. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Barb. Sorry for the shaking there. In true Ashley fashion, I am still figuring out one of the projects for tonight. Hello in Tucson. Hello, North Carolina. Winter peg is actually pretty mild. It says -11 right now, but on the way home, I actually had the windows open and the heat turned down because it was too hot. Hi! Hey, Megan! Thank you all for joining. I'm just finishing, thank you so much, Pam. I'm just finishing off this third project. It's kind of a prototype. We'll see if it works out. I'm so excited for you to see the projects for tonight. This one will be ready by the time we get there. But you know when you have an idea for something in your head and you're not sure it's going to translate to paper? This project is one of those things. Hi, Sandy. So before I forget, I just got glue all over this. I already know a couple of changes I'm going to make on this. -11 is not bad at all. For winter peg Manasnoba, not bad at all. And honestly, it doesn't feel like -11 today. Okay, let me pull this up. So I didn't write down everyone that shared from last week. So I have a package of the Sale-A-Bration metallic twine and sequins that I will be giving away, but like a dolt, I forgot to write down. I run out of time. Honestly, I try and squeeze way too much in way too little time. I'm going to pull this up here and share it myself. So for next week, I'm placing an order tonight. So before I forget to mention that, if there is anything that you would like to add to that order, I will be placing it first thing tomorrow morning because it's going to be an expedited order. So you will even get it quickly. If there's anything you want to add, just send me a message or place an order using my current host code. I just announced in my newsletter yesterday I will be hosting a Little Ladybug class. I can't remember the date, but it's like the first weekend in March. And I will have a free Little Ladybug stamp set that someone will win that day. So if you are local and would like to attend, I will get an event set up ASAP. Hi, Tori. And we will fill that one up because I know so many people want the Little Ladybug stamp set, and in Canada it's a $375 order. So I will be ordering another one of those tomorrow. I mean, you can only do it with Stampin' Reward, so it's not like I'm ordering it, but I do have a sizable order that's going in tomorrow. Okay, so I'm pulling mine up here once I stop getting distracted. So the prize for next week, that's where I was going with this, is I haven't placed an order yet, so I still have to add whatever we're going to give away next week. For this month, if you place a $60 order with me before shipping and taxes, you'll get a package of the champagne rhinestones, except that they're on back order. I went to add them this morning, and they're on back order until the end of March. So I'm going to have to change my February gift with purchase. So you tell me, what would you like to see as a giveaway for next week's, well, for sharing today's Facebook Live, but you will be awarded the prize next week. What would you like to see? You tell me. I'm just going to share this while you ponder that. Share to a group. Oh, I want to share to a page too. Hi, Paula. Thank you for watching. We're just sharing this now. dun, 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 dun. I can't remember. There's one group that I got in trouble for sharing my Facebook Live to, and wouldn't you think I'd make a note about which one that is? But no. If it happens again, obviously I'll make a note and make sure not to do it, but I'm going to share one more time to my page, and then you've got my full attention. So if anyone has any suggestions as to what they'd like that giveaway to be next week, actually I think I could do a stamp set next week. One of the Sale-A-Bration stamp sets. So which one do you not have yet of the first offering? The second offering isn't available yet, but if you have seen that video of the spoilers, it's wonderful. There is some brand new rose gold metallic foil paper that's coming. You like my hair? It's driving me nuts. And I think that's going to go super fast. There's some great stamp sets. There is one that coordinates with one of the current punches. There's lots of great stuff coming. And a great masculine set. So that will be available to customers on March 3rd, I believe. March 3rd or March 4th. I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd. But demonstrators can pre-order. I've had quite a few questions about joining my team, so I am going to make a video and post that hopefully tomorrow on my YouTube channel that will answer questions and show you how to get your starter kit and join in the Crafted AF fun. And I think that might be all of the announcements. The Sale-A-Bration coordination went live yesterday. So we are going to be working with one of the products. It's another one of those in my head, but this time I got it figured out. There's not going to be any fumbling. I think that's it. So we're going to flip this around, and I think I figured out how to Zoom on Facebook Live. So I was in my Pretty AF group last week, and actually I had been at Rogers earlier that day, seeing if I could change my plan and when I can upgrade. And I asked the guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not on Facebook, so I have no idea." But he said, if you usually with a touch screen, if you want to Zoom, you pinch. It worked. So I'm going to try it tonight. Excuse me. And make sure it really, really works. So let's get this going. If you have suggestions as to what you'd like to see for giveaways, let me know. But I think next week we'll do a stamp set from Sale-A-Bration. I don't know which one yet. I'll figure that out when I place my order. Okay, so I'm going to cover this up. We have a couple of 3D items that I'm going to do and 2 cards. So let me clean up this mess because I was crafting up a storm. I actually took yesterday as a vacation day to catch up on some crafting and some sleep, and I slept until 12:30. Could not drag my butt out of bed any sooner than that. Ugh. Yep, pinching. Where were you, Paula? I've been struggling with this for months. Okay, a piece of paper. Okay, flip this around. I don't even know what all those icons are. I'm going to flip it around, and if you get seasick, this should prevent that. I'll grab a piece of grid paper because you're going to get blinded by the light. Oh, you can't see that. That is a design I'm working on that hasn't come together as quickly as I wanted it to, but I've got plans. Let me grab a piece of grid paper, turn on another light. I'm coming. I love this grid paper because it's not bound. I've started using the regular grid paper because you get twice the sheets for the same price, and it took me a while to realize that. Look at me go, I can zoom. I'm scrolling the comments more than zooming, but there we go. Yeah. Next time, Paula. Next time I'll come to you first. Oh boy, squirrel syndrome galore today. What was I trying to say? Oh, the grid paper. So I love that this stuff isn't bound. The other grid paper is bound, so I have to take the whole pad out, rip off a sheet, and it always tears, and ugh. First world problems, huh? Okay, so I am going to start by showing you. Let's see if that will stay like that. I've got my iPad in landscape. Nope, the comments will not stay. There we go. Sorry, just setup issues. Darn Facebook. Okay, so at my Valentine's Day class on the weekend, these are the 2 cards that we did. Super cute. Now I'm going to show you, this wasn't the original one that I was going to do. I had kind of cased Merry Fish and was going to keep it very simple and pretty. But I did not have enough of this From the Heart or From My Heart DSP, and I wasn't about to order another one because I don't want Flirty Flamingo, Real Red, and Whisper White hanging around for months, knowing I'm only going to use them for Valentine's Day. So I thought, how else can we do this? So I took out my Golden Honey DSP, and initially I colored it landscape. Cute, right? But something was lost. I haven't cut any of my layers for this, I just realized. So something was lost. You couldn't see enough of the rainbow. Like, you could only see that much. So I took my pack and I cut it diagonal. And let me tell you, while this class was small, they loved it. I actually have one of the ladies that attended that is ordering all of the blends just to be able to recreate this rainbow. Isn't it cute? So we're going to make that quickly. That one takes no time at all. And then this one, very unassuming on the outside, but look at it on the inside. Don't look at that part because it ripped. But when we made these on the weekend, we used 4 doilies instead of 5 so that they would pop up a little more. But it was just so cute. So it's a good way to use up those doilies if you have lots of them that you want to use up before they retire. So that was Valentine's Day. We also did the heart tins, and we baked some cupcakes because this was the Stamped AF Gets Pampered event. So I had a pampered chef consultant that came out. And we made raspberry jam in the cooking blender. If you haven't heard about this thing from Stampin' Up, OMG. The blender cooks. So she made some jam and had, sorry, I'm just rearranging my iPad here. She made some jam, and then we made these cupcakes, and it was just so much fun. So while things were cooking and cooling, we crafted. So it was a great time. But let me show you quickly how we made this card. It's on a Whisper White base. Side folding, but on the top. Of course, I don't have one. Those are the ones that I go through the fastest. I don't know about you. Right, Pam? It blew my mind. This thing cooks. You can make soup in it. Like, make soup. It's crazy town. And then it cleans itself because it can't go in the dishwasher. You put some water in and some soap, and it heats up and twirls, and it's amazing. It is not cheap, but if you host a party like I'm going to have a Facebook online party. You can get it for 60% off. So I'm quite excited. So this black mat is, it is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Seems like a weird size, doesn't it? And then the inside mat is, I'm doing the long side first. 3 by 4, and then 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm just going to bring in my handy little trimmer. Let's do that one at the 3-inch mark. So this little trimmer is only available now as part of a starter kit. So if you join Stampin' Up! Before March 31st, you can add this and the 6x6 DSP sampler, and you can get, I think that's only 4 right now. You can also get a stamp set of your choice. I think I needed that to be 3 1/4. It is made by Pampered Chef, Pam. The Pampered Chef. Okay, so you can get that until March 31st. I'm just gonna 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 over here. Because that one only goes to 4, I don't want to be guessing. Okay, so there is our mat. There is our DSP. Wouldn't it look stunning even just like that? So, if you want to see what I mean by having that, see? You see a lot of the Balmy Blue and the Highland Heather, but not a whole lot in the middle. But if you turn it on an angle, you get to see the yellows and the orange, and it's just wonderful. So I'm going to grab a piece of just printer paper, and I've already got my blends out from my class. I'm using the black satin ribbon. So I'm going to put these in the order that we use them, and I think when I did this it was dark Granny Apple Green, but it really should be the light one. So I'm going to put them in the order that we're coloring just so I don't mix them up. It was funny, we had one lady that was just kind of freestyling, and the other two, like I had put it in order so that they knew exactly where they were going, and the other one was just putting them back wherever. So we are just flat out coloring this. It actually gives you a really cool pattern on the back side too. So Flirty Flamingo Dark, Light Pumpkin Pie, Dark Pineapple Punch, and you're going to see the difference that the light Granny Apple Green makes. Oh, need a new one of these. So I keep, woohoo! I try to keep a spare of each of the blends in my drawer. Well, maybe not all of them, but ones that I, go through quicker than others. Or if it starts running out, I order another one so that when I do run out like that, it's ready to go. Whoops. Okay, this is Light Shaded Spruce. This I thought was a great alternative Valentine's Day card. This one is Dark Balmy Blue. Or a love card. I mean, it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day, but when we think about Valentine's Day, it is Flirty Flamingo and Real Red and Whisper White or Melon Mambo and all of these other like Valentine-y colors, but it doesn't have to be. Throw in some black, throw in some rainbow. Okay, and then we just keep going until we've got this colored. And unfortunately, I don't have another one prepared for you. This does sacrifice a bit of that Golden Honey DSP, so I would suggest that if you're doing it, you find a way to use all the scraps, because it does hurt to waste it. But at this point, I still have one that I haven't opened, and every time I place an order, I get one more pack. And to be honest, I'm surprised that it's still available. I thought that was going to go so fast with that honeybee bundle. One thing I did accomplish yesterday, besides getting my newsletter out, was I designed my honeybee class that's coming up. So if you would like to know what classes are coming up, I did share the link to my newsletter on my Facebook page, but I'm going to have a painted poppies one in person. The Creativity Without Borders for February is the Bonanza Buddies, so Kelly and I have some wonderful designs lined up for you. If you belong to the Pretty AF group with Tiffany and I, we've got some wonderful things coming your way. Tiffany is doing painted poppies on Friday this week. I'm doing thoughtful blooms next week, and I have all but one of my designs done for that. And then I can't remember the next one Tiffany is doing, but after that I am going to do one of the new Sale-A-Bration offerings. And I can't wait to show you that one. So with our Pretty AF group, it's $15 Canadian, American, and you get, there's 4 different Facebook Lives every month, and each of them has 4 projects, so you're getting 16 free projects. There's prize patrol for entering into our creative challenge, for watching our Facebook Lives, commenting, lots of stuff. Well worth the $15. Okay, so there's not a whole lot left to this card. I'm going to grab my memento and my heart to heart stamp set. This one does combine a couple of the Love Valentine-y themed sets. Let's use this one. So before I adhere that, I do want to put my ribbon around. Okay, so just give it a good press. And then on the inside, we are doing You Make My Life Better. So these could be for any occasion. They don't have to be just for Valentine's Day. I like that they can go well beyond February 14th. So then inside, I haven't done my card base yet. Let me do that quickly. Everything is buried. I have got stuff on every flat surface in here. Cue the aneurysm in 5, 4, 3. Okay, I'm going to use my Stampin' Trimmer, which just happens to be out here, so move that scoring blade to the bottom. I know you can't really see this. I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And then cut at 5 1/2 without getting it in my memento. So before I fold that, I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm just going to stamp my sentiment because right now it will lay flat and the fold won't get in my way. So just let it sit for a few seconds. Let that ink soak into your cardstock. That is that for this stamp set. Now I'm going to grab Meant to Be, which was a Valentine's Day set for last year that carried over into the annual catalog. This one's got some great hearts. My favorite is this little stripey guy. So we'll grab that with some Flirty Flamingo. Close the memento before I put my hand in it. And this is going to do double duty. So we're going to stamp it at full strength on the front, just above the 2. And then we're going to stamp it off on My Life. I find that if I don't stamp it off first, the sentiment is competing. The sentiment and the heart are competing for your attention. So if you stamp it off, you can still see both. And as my eyes get worse day by day, they appreciate something like that. Okay, so that's all the stamping. All we have left to do is assemble. For those of you that have just come in since I started crafting, if you wouldn't mind hitting that share button, you will be entered to win a prize for next week, which is going to be one of the Sale-A-Bration stamp sets. Oh, now I remember, I was ordering Thoughtful Blooms as a prize. I'm trying to keep the prizes for my Facebook Live the same as my Facebook Live with Pretty AF, so that I'm not sending the wrong thing to the wrong people. So we'll do Thoughtful Blooms for both for next week. Okay, so this is now ready. We are going to just glue it onto the black mat. Hi Lindsay, hi Patty. And we are not going to glue it on yet because there's ribbon to be done. Thank you, Patty. Okay, so we can glue this part down. See what I mean about the cute pattern on the back? Now talk about competing interests for your eyes. The bees, the rainbow. Go. And then for the ribbon, I'm going to cut a length about yay long. And this was kind of confusing at the class, but it's also because I didn't demonstrate. Don't worry, I scolded myself. Bad demonstrator. Bad, bad. So I told them they could just tie a bow or they could do this, except that it wasn't until the end that they understood what this was. So just secure your ribbon down using washi tape or whatever you want. This could be a little bit tighter. This washi tape is from the Follow Your Art suite of products. Okay, so we've got that along there and it's just like a band right now. So take a little piece, hopefully that is long enough. I'm not sure. Thank you, Patty. Thank you to everyone who's shared. Good luck to you all for next week, and I'll try to remember, I'm gonna cut a new piece. I will try to remember to write everyone's names down ahead of time, like I did last week, like I failed to do this week. So as soon as I finish my live tonight, I will download it and share it to YouTube, and I will come back on and just post a post about who the winner is. And they will be getting the metallic sequins and twine. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this, and I found that I need long, dedicated ribbon scissors to do this, because if I try it with like snips or short scissors, it just keeps fraying, and I just keep cutting and cutting and cutting until it's no good and I have to get another piece. That part kind of went funny. Now what you can do is you can put a glue dot there so that it doesn't slide, but it wasn't until I did this that my class attendees understood what it was I was trying to do. I've got to fix this part. It was folded over itself and now it just looks funny. So this is what I would call a faux bow, or a faux knot. And then all we're going to do is pop it up on dimensionals. And I finally broke down and got the black dimensionals. For the longest time, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know why people need black dimensionals. But on a whim, I added them to my last order, and they're kind of cool. I find it's a different stick than with the regular dimensionals, which is neither good nor bad. Oh, that's a good idea, Paula. Do you have a fix for when you keep your obsessing about your ribbon not being done correctly, so you keep cutting and cutting and cutting? Short of getting another piece of ribbon, because I've mastered that. Put one more at the bottom here. Well, I do now have the black dimensionals, but I didn't until a few weeks ago. Okay, so just eyeball where that's gonna go, and that card is done. So, spoiler alert, I'm on a bit of a rainbow kick these days, so you are gonna see a bit of rainbow coming from me in the next little while. But I hope you like that card. We're gonna move on to the next one. And that is the one that I have figured out in my head, not on paper. So I need some paper. Okay, so the Pleased as Punch paper came out. Is available to customers as of yesterday. It is so stinking cute. This tulip bundle is now in my order for tomorrow. I had put it off until this point, but now I need it. But if you don't follow me on YouTube, please go over after this and follow me. But this was the card that I shared on my YouTube channel and in a few Facebook groups. So it's a spinner card, and this one has a penny, and she's being a little stubborn. I tried another one that didn't have a penny, and it didn't work very well. Isn't it awesome, Patty? So this was the second one that I did, because this one has so many dimensionals. Nope, this is the first one. But it was funny. I had a lady say, she commented on my video today saying, I'm so glad that you tried the other option and found that it didn't work and just went back and redid it. Because I thought, why am I going to go through all the trouble of doing a spinner card that doesn't work? I mean, it's too cute, right? It needs to spin. This one, I think, needs another dimensional, and it'll spin. But I worried about stopping the video and just re-recording, and I thought, no. Because sometimes you try something, you think it's going to work, you think it's a good alternative, and it doesn't quite cut it. So I dialed back a little bit, and we went back to the penny. Megan, it wasn't one that was on my radar. I don't know why. Maybe because there was tulips last year, and there's so much that I have. So yeah, and I mean, seriously, I'm dying over this ladybug, and I can only have so many flowers. So, it's coming. It will be here, once I order it, it should be here on Tuesday, because we can only get 2-day shipping in Canada. Need to see that too. Right, Pam, that's what I thought. Sometimes you need to know how to fix a problem, something that comes up. Because you know what? There are times where you have invested far too much in a project to just throw it out. And let me show you, last week's video was a perfect example of that. I have, I made 2 of these. So I had my sample and then I made my video. And this was the one that I did in the video. And at the end of it, I went to stamp the inside, which I've now cut off, and I dropped my stamp. And I'm like, I'm not throwing this out. I could remount it to another card base, but right now I just have it kind of sitting around, and I don't, if you didn't see it yet, It is Shrinky Dink Bees using the Honeybee bundle. And I put it, given a week, I had, so I clear embossed the beehive and I attached some glimmer paper in there. Wouldn't recommend that because it's kind of gone wonky. I don't know how much you can see because my light keeps getting in the way. But the texture went really weird. But I tried, on the original one that I did, I adhered all the bees with glue dots. On this one, I left the bees as one of the shaker elements. So really, I had put so much time, effort, and gold into this that I'm like, nope, not throwing it away. It sucks, Pam. It really does. Oh no, Megan. Oh, that stinks. $500. I thought ours was bad at $375. Youch. I already have team members that are trying to claim my copy for when it goes on BOGO. Okay, so we are going to use the Pleased as Punch DSP, which coordinates with the Umbrella Builder Punch, the Small Blooms Punch, the From My Heart Punch. It's the 2 hearts. These ones. The scalloped and the non-scalloped. And then also the tulips, which I don't have. I'll do something with that next week. So I'm going to grab my umbrella punch. And can I just say, I love the fact that there is the open umbrella and the closed. How cute. I mean, it would have been a lot of wasted space on here if it was just the one open. I love that there's a closed one. So we are going to use both of those on the card for tonight. Oh, that's good. She hasn't used it yet? Seriously, I am hooked on this ladybug one. I can see at least 3 cards that I've done using that one so far, and those are just the ones I can see. Love that. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my background because I don't have, the only other piece I have goes that way, and I don't think we want rain coming in from the side. That's a pretty bad weather day. The other alternative is maybe we just use a strip of it on the side. So like I said, this is the one that I have in my head. I kind of figured it out on my morning drive this morning. So like I said last week, on Wednesdays when I do my live, I am also going to be participating. I'll be creating my submission for the Global Design Project. Do I want this one? Kind of stuck with it, aren't I? Don't have a whole lot of options. Okay, we're using this one. So the Global Design Team project this week is, I should have pulled it up, but even if I did, I couldn't show you because I'm using my phone and my iPad. It is for, like, if we look at this card, it's a side folding card or a top, you know what I mean, and it's got 4 strips and then it's got like a sentiment. So my idea is to use the umbrellas as the 4 repeating things, and then we'll have a strip with a little sentiment. Okay, this part's getting in the way. It breaks my heart to do this. It's so difficult when you love both sides of a paper. Okay, so we're going to use that as a partial umbrella, and then we need the little folded one. And I am going to have a video using specifically this bundle. Hi, Feline. I will have a video using this bundle, and this is going to be part of the Pretty AF group as well. Coming up, Tiffany and I have planned all the way through June for our weekly Facebook Lives and everything. That felt good. Okay, oh, still can't reach it. Okay, and then I think instead of trying to punch out the stems using the DSP, I'm just going to grab a piece of soft suede, and they're all going to have like a wooden handle. Because, I mean, I could do these, but I'm going to waste what's left of this paper. So I guess I'll be ordering another pack of the Pleased as Punch paper tomorrow, too. Okie dokie. Okay, so I've got my idea. I need our second card base that we did here. And I find, I don't know if this bothers you, but I find that any cutter I use, well, any non-guillotine or guillotine cutter leaves some kind of like a mark or rough edges. So I just buff them with a nail buffer. A card that you've made by hand doesn't need to look handmade. And I find that by leaving those little things, it cheapens it. And I don't work this hard for cheap. Okay, I'm gonna grab some soft suede. Still have like 40 pieces of this from my Christmas project where I did the tiny keepsake boxes as reindeer. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. My arms are really bugging me today. Now to sort out the stuff we're keeping. There was something that came up earlier, I think, that was talking or referring to my shaking. I can't remember what it was I was doing at the time. But just a quick story. My dad was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's and like skipped right past the mild and moderate and went right to severe. So I get what I would call like a tremor in my thumb. Like I can't do it because it looks like I'm forcing it, because I am. But when it happens, there's like no control. And it scares me to death because that's how my dad started. We would be sitting, I mean, this is only within like the less than 10 years, but we would go over for dinner and my dad would be sitting beside me and he would be holding his fork and it would just be shaking like if this was his fork. And I'm like, Dad, what's going on? And I think that was the first sign of his Parkinson's, so it scares me when I get that tremor in my thumbs. Okie dokie. I'm thinking. I'm just gonna put this in the middle. I'm gonna trim it down to 4 1/4. I can trim more if I need, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna do that and cover up all these pretty little umbrellas. I have yet to actually use the little boots that are so cute. I've made a couple of cards with the umbrella, but nothing with the boots yet. So I'm gonna have to have a sit down with that and play. Okay, now all that's left. Aw, thank you. I really need to mention it to my doctor and see what he says. It could be nothing, but I mean, our minds tend to take us to the worst case scenario, right? Okay, so now the only issue with trying to fit 4 of these on here is that it's not very wide. I mean, we only have 5.5 inches. So I'm thinking that we will do it kind of like this. Let's have this. This one obviously has to be over here because I don't have the one side of it. But let's put that like that. And what do we think? And then the little handles, and then we'll put a sentiment on there. Okay, so we'll start with this one. And the back two will be glued, and the front two will be on dimensionals. Now, the only thing that's bothering my realistic brain is that if these umbrellas are here, there wouldn't be any rain past there. But this paper is just too cute to like cut it off there. So it's raining behind the umbrellas. Okay, so these two will go on dimensionals. Okay. 3 is probably overkill on this one. So let's do a mini over there. So how is everyone's week going? I took yesterday off, so to me it feels like Tuesday. And I have tomorrow off too, but tomorrow is to go check out day programs for my son. Okay, so this one first. And then, do we have that one lower or higher? Let's move this one up. The nice thing is that if you don't push down too hard, you've got some time to adjust. Let's have this one down here, like they're just pulling their umbrella in. Now these, I don't think are going to be a whole lot of fun to adhere. Not so bad. Feeling you got a little break. Oh, nice. We had a team meeting today. So it was a day of talking and planning, and we finally had our holiday lunch. It's been very busy. Okay, so that is it for the umbrellas. I have the stamp set here. And I'm thinking I will use one of the, I've said I'm thinking quite a bit tonight, haven't I? I'm going to use one of the Stitch So Sweetly dies for the sentiment, I think. Either that or the Ornate Frames dies. Let's see what we got. Which one are we going to do? Should we do Rain or Shine? You're always on my mind. Say, I can't see, you're blinding me. Let's do Rain or Shine, you're on my mind. Will that fit? Kind of looks like a cloud, but it's going to be kind of tight getting that in there. We could use this one, but that's kind of big. That's going to cover up too much. So let's see what we have in here that'll work. shine, you're on my mind. And I think, boy, it really is a wide one. Let's use this. The cloud punch. I don't have a cloud punch. Do you? No, I don't. Is it an older one, Pam? I think this one should work okay. Maybe should have put those things up a little further, but c'est la vie. Oh, look, I had an... Oh, that would have been cute. Oh, well. We need a little piece of Whisper White. There's also something I'm thinking in the Dress to Impress bundle that may work. No, it's too narrow. Nope. Sometimes I think instead, I mean, when I have a bundle that has dies, this O means it's from the Occasions or the new Mini. Wouldn't you believe that's one of the other punches I don't have? There's like 3 punches I don't have, and the Pretty Label is one of them. So when a bundle has dies, I put this sticker on it. It doesn't always help me though, because I don't know which ones are in which. So I can bring my catalog out, but sometimes I think I need like just like a cheat sheet at the ready. That one could work, but it's gonna punch a hole in it. But we could put ribbon. Why don't we try the tags, tags, tags? Now that I have 5 million dies out. Because I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, and we still have another project to get to. So I am going to stamp this in... What color? Let's do soft suede. I do have the Story Label punch. I'm going to try this one and see how it goes, if it fits okay. Let's try it in soft suede, and how about balmy blue will be too light. How about basic gray? There's no gray in there though. Let's keep it with the soft suede. Okay, I'm gonna run this through my Big Shot. That could work. We'll put a little bit of baker's twine in the top. Good teamwork, everyone. I need some washi tape. Watch, we'll come up with the perfect one just after I finish die cutting it. I just can't think of any. Okay, that kind of works. Might not do it on Whisper White again, but that could work. I just know I'm going to figure out the perfect cloud for this after the fact. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. So what I'm going to do to just kind of make this pop a little more is take, my sponge daubers are all put away, and I get kind of lazy, so what I will do instead is just take my Stampin' Write markers, which are right at my fingertips with my Stampin' Storage by Stampin' Up, and that way I don't have to get up, I don't have to go searching through the color families, just find what I need. This is also contributing to my weight gain. Don't like it. Of course, I didn't find a craft or obsession that helps me lose weight. I find one that helps me sit on my butt all day. So we have the Night of Navy, doesn't really work. I think we'll just use a little piece of twine. The only blues I have are Bermuda Bay, the striped one, and this Seaside Spray, and I think it's a little too blingy for this. Ooh, although this could work. What about the denim one? I know it's a lot bigger, but let's give it a shot, and we'll tie it with the twine at the top. I love that denim ribbon. Used it way more than I ever thought I would. I almost didn't get it. And you don't have to have the Dino Roar suite to use this. I've used it on so many projects. Softest denim you will ever find. Okay, so turn those both. They're facing the same way. I will cut that frayed end in a minute. I'm just going to tie this. Sorry, my big fat fingers are in the way. No getting around it. I didn't leave myself a lot of wiggle room. Okay, so we can trim these a little bit. And then I'm using my non-ribbon scissors for this. But there. What do we think? These gotta be shorter. We want to be able to see the umbrellas. Cute? After I get off here, if I can think of something to do as a cloud, I will. If I had left myself enough room up there, we could do that, but I think this has to be at the bottom. Okay, and then one more quick project. I'm going to show you one and we're going to make one. And this we are going to leave blank on the inside. You could definitely put whatever sentiment you want in there. And that's it. Do we like? Okay, 10-second tidy and then on to the last project. Okie dokie. So I wanted to show you, just got to do one quick thing and then this is ready to show you. Whoops. Did it too close. Sorry, my son is, which one? This one? Okay, I need to just take this out quickly. So I always am on the hunt for themed candies, and I can't say that that was something I ever did before joining Stampin' Up. And now I'm always looking for an opportunity to make a themed 3D project. Honestly, I think it's from my time on the Stamping Sunday blog, because we always had to do a 3D item and a card. So it hasn't left me. Sorry, Barb. My son was taunting the dogs right outside my room. So I look for themed stuff. So Halloween treats, Valentine's Day treats, Christmas, anything really. I was looking for honey treats, and I actually found it's not quite a treat. And I don't really want to give away the secret, but I've got a different design for one. So I was saying, I think it was on the Pretty AF group, I was talking about how I wanted to do honey hauls. So this one doesn't give you any idea of what's on the inside, but if you were to open this, it is filled with hauls. So this is, sorry, bear with me for just a second. Stop it! He's trying to make his lunch and teasing him. Okay, so the one that I've done for my class has something on it that's themed. It will be fantastic. This one's great, but you can't see what's in it and you don't really know what's in it. The other one will not be like that. But I love sour cream containers. This is a sentiment from Itty Bitty Greetings. And then obviously the hive and the bee and the golden honey DSP. So there's some hives in there. I mean some hauls. And it's funny, I bought 2 different packages of hauls. Now I can't find them. But I was looking for something that had like neat packaging. I don't know where I put them. Something that had neat packaging that was like bee related. And I felt these candies, and both of them felt like they were like honeycombs. There was texture to them. And both of them, when you open them, are not textured. I don't know where the texture was coming from, but... okay, so back to the story. I told you squirrel syndrome is bad today. So I got, what is Bitto honey? I bet you that's something that's only available in the States. You'll have to tell me more about this, Barb. So I got these cute little heart candies today, and a few weeks ago I got gummy bears that have a lot of air in them. So I got home and thought, okay, I'm going to do a super quick matchbook treat. So this is the hearts, and I have so many 2-inch strips of this paper from the craft thing that I did at work a couple weeks ago. I'm going to grab the dog that's growling. Come here. Come here, Deacon. Come. There we go. Puppy on lap. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch of strips. So I didn't even score this thing. I just folded it around, stapled it, glued on some hearts, and then you tuck it in like a matchbook. So I thought, okay, that's great. I'm going to make those for my son's project that he's participating in. Do we have a dog nose in the screen? What's this? What's this? There we go. And then I thought, okay, for the gummy bears, let's do something similar. So I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo that is 3 by, I don't even know what the finished dimensions ended up being, 3, 6, I'm going to say 7 1/8. And I did this cute little scalloped border on it. The only problem is when I went to staple it, I stapled it way too high. So let's, pardon my reach, try this again. I'm going to staple it way down here. So I used that little scallop stitch die from the Be Mine stitched hearts. And I don't know. See, this was the thing I was gluing when I started my live tonight, like an hour ago. So I thought that was really cute. Do you want to see me make one of these? Or is just seeing this enough? certainly doesn't look good with that. I think we need a bit more space in the back, but I thought this was a great way to kind of dress up these cheap little treats, because I mean there's 15 to 20 in each of these packages, so if you're looking to make something for like a classroom treat or something like that, these are great. Wrap them up in some nice paper and it really dresses it up. And for this one, you can see what it is, kind of. I mean, they're squished bear bums in there. I think that was all. Okay, I will make one. So I have a piece of Blushing Bride. I still have a puppy in my lap, so I'm going to be a little more limited in how I move. So a piece of Blushing Bride, and we need it to be 3 inches wide. This is actually a little bit wider. I don't need to go quite that wide this time, so I'll go 3 1/16. And then I don't need to cut off anything in the end, like at that one end, until we need to. That was helpful, wasn't it? So at the 3-inch mark, we're going to score, I'm sorry, you probably can't see a thing, can you? Let's stack up these cute little cards. Candies and everything. Okay, so at the 3 1/8 inch mark, we're going to score. And then we're going to, I gave it about 1/8 of an inch last time, but it could use a little bit wider because these are thicker. So let's do, we're at 3 1/8. Let's do 3 1/2, just to make things easy. So score at 3 1/8, 3 1/2, and then when we're at this half mark, we're gonna line up to the 3 inches again. Well, 3 1/8. Let's leave ourselves some room. And we're going to score there. And then we're going to score at about 1 inch. So without moving my arm out, because there's so much stuff over here, I'm just going to line it up to the 1 inch there instead of knowing that this is like 7 1/2 inches here, and just scoot it up. Doesn't need to be perfect. And we're going to cut that one. So on this one, I'm going to skip the scallops, ha ha ha, because of the puppy in my lap. But all I did was, where are we? Ugh. I just lined it up at the end of my cardstock. And initially I had only done this one, and I'm like, well, once it's tucked in, you're not going to see it. So if you only wanted to do one end, if you're making a whole bunch of these, just do it on the bottom, because it's really the only place you're going to see it. Because chances are people are going to open it and then they're going to close it, and you're not even going to see that inside. And that'll be closed properly. The reason this isn't sticking is because I had used a bigger circle punch the first time around, and then the border wasn't big enough. Okay, so all we need is a little run of snail or a glue dot in here just to keep our candy from moving around. I wish there wasn't so much air in here, but I can't change that, because if I pop the air out of it, no one's going to be able to eat it. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to staple this. I've just got my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. We're going to staple it as close to the bottom as we can. Move that little bear up. Look how much air is in there. And then, you know what? I think we're going to take a tiny bit off the front. Let's take 1/2 inch off. That's better. So when I was punching the circles, initially I had the 1 3/8 scallop punch, and I think I had a 1 1/2 inch circle. I went down to 1 inch because I just didn't have a big enough scallop. So what you can do is you can only go so far with this punch. You could use a die cut, But now the only problem is this is going to be kind of low. You can still see all the gummy bears, but it is kind of low. So what I did for the scallop piece was I took a piece of real red. It's too bad you couldn't see that. I'm kind of balancing him in my lap midair. I had another piece that oh, here it is. So you want to start with the circle, just the plain circle. Thank you, Michelle. And then you want to do your scallop. You could try doing it the other way, but good luck lining them up. Even at that, it's not perfect. But who said it had to be? So now, I was going to take a tiny bit more off that, but it's just not worth the trouble. All we have to do is glue this on. And I would recommend letting it sit to set instead of closing it right away, like I did at the beginning of the video. If I had let it sit with something heavy on it, it probably would have set a lot better. Or set, period. You can stamp a little sentiment and punch it or do whatever you'd like. This is a little long. I would suggest taking probably 5/8 of an inch off of this, or again using that scallop, but it's a little late. But I hope that you enjoyed that. So there's those two. This is totally my prototype, my failed prototype. And then this one, plain and simple, all I had to do was fold it, staple it, throw on some hearts. And to be honest, I actually found this one punched in the bottom of my craft room garbage. So I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect. Die cut my little scallop stitched heart, and that was that. And then for the 2 cards we made tonight, we've got those. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I thank you so, so much for watching. Don't forget to share, and you will be entered to win the Thoughtful Blooms stamp set, which I have kind of at my fingertips. This one here. And this is my Facebook Live for next week in the Pretty AF group. So my team members, Tiffany's team members, always get our group for free. It's just another perk of belonging to our teams. It's $15 a month. You can cancel anytime. It's wonderful. And I'm going to show you one of the cards that I made to get my creative juices flowing yesterday. I totally cased it, and then from there on out, I was good to go. But look at this beauty. Now, this is totally not my style. I cased it. I changed it a little bit, but it really got the juices flowing. So this is something you can do with that Thoughtful Blooms stamp set that you can get for free in Sale-A-Bration, or you can share my video and be entered to win that. And then you can get the coordinating punch, which we already know is going to carry forward to the new catalog. I have oh, here it is. So this one is free with a $120 order in Canada. So if you would like to see me play with more of these products, then it's not too late to join Pretty AF for the month of February. And that's all for tonight. I thank you so, so much. That was a good hour and 15 minutes. So thank you for sharing your time with me, and we'll see you again soon, my crafty friends. Bye.